Back in 2013, I was covering the aftermath of a typhoon in the Philippines when it hit me. Now, how would someone with a disability, someone like myself, be able to survive a severe weather disaster like Typhoon Haiyan? I'm legally blind, and it struck me, like this is an untold story that's happening. And in fact, stories about people with disabilities are largely untold in mainstream media altogether. So at the time, I was based in Seoul, South Korea, covering North Korea's nuclear weapons. But I wanted to make this career pivot to telling stories for and about people with disabilities. And in 2021, I moved back home to the Garden State to start my own company that focuses on the disability angle. So I launched Lens15 Media, New Jersey's first news agency that's focused on telling these kinds of stories for the roughly 2 million people in New Jersey that have a physical, sensory, or developmental impairment. And earlier this year, I was awarded a grant from the New Jersey Civic Information Consortium to get the ball rolling on Lens15. This past October was the official launch of Lens15 Media, and some of the reports I wanted to put out at this time were set to coincide with the 10-year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy. This was a real turning point for disability inclusion and disaster management. So I went all over the state speaking with survivors of Hurricane Sandy, as well as disability advocates who, ever since the storm, have tried to make disaster planning more inclusive. And this is a real concern here in New Jersey because of our vulnerability to the effects of climate change, especially flooding. And this impacts people with disabilities in many different ways. And this is one of the core projects that Lens15 is working on right now. The purpose of Lens15 Media is to compensate for a dearth of disability reporting in New Jersey's local news ecosystem. Local media doesn't have the time, the resources, or really the know-how to often accurately tell these kinds of stories and put reporters on the ground. So that's why Lens15 is distributing our multimedia content at no cost to local media partners. We're also making accessible versions of these videos, of course, with closed captioning, but also with audio description. So even audiences that maybe can't see what's on the screen can get an idea through the descriptive narration. So right now, the next phase is to build a partnership with other local news outlets who would take this content. The ball is still rolling on this. We're just getting started, but I feel optimistic about the potential to place more of these kinds of reports in New Jersey's video, online, and radio platforms. Lens15 Media is always looking to build up this network of local news partners. If you'd like to collaborate with me, please feel free to drop me an email at jason@lens15.com.